Sound. Is there sound now? Do we have sound? Any sound, Mo? Okay, let me check. What's going on? Mo, any sound? Testing. Nope. Yep. Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties. All right, good stuff. Okay, cool. All right, so what we're doing now. Thanks everyone. By the way, like I said, if you are watching over on say hi to my IG people. If you guys are watching over on Instagram, feel free to join me over on YouTube. If not, that's fine. I still have the screen up here. So what I'm doing is we're taking a look. This chart I got from USA Spending, and what we did was we pulled down a list of all of the contracts that went out to this state. And so essentially, what I wanted to do was for my particular client, I wanted to look at this particular company because this company had been winning all of the 8A contracts in the area. And so I wanted to figure out who were the agencies that were giving them the contracts, and more specifically, who were the contracting officers that gave them those awards. Because when I did my statistics, and I could go back through it and do it for you guys, they had received $42 million in 8A contracts. And so with that said, these people are in my backyard. They're taking basically, they're coming from out of town and doing all this work. So I want to target the same people that gave them these 25 awards for the $42 million. And I want to identify who were the contracting folks that gave it to them. And then also I want to be able to send them over a capabilities statement and let them know that we exist out here and we have the same capacity as well. Because if they've got $42 million worth of sole source, there's a couple things that says to me, which is maybe they don't know I exist. So I want to make sure that I'm on their radar to show that I exist. And so essentially, that's what we're going to do today. Is we're going to go through, and this chart came from USA Spending. I'll just briefly, let me check my system, see if that's all, if I got it all right. Let me add another window real quick. Call it Google. Okay. All right, so essentially I got the data here from USA Spending. This is where I got the information from. So in case anybody wants to know, this is where the data originated. Now I made another video already discussing that. I guess since we've got some people online, I'll go through real quick and show you how we arrived at this data. But essentially I went here, I put in fiscal years 2019, 2018. I put in our state. And then I submitted search. So then I took that information, I downloaded it, and it came over to this chart. This is kind of like, just for everyone watching, this is like a cooking class, right? So I've already did all these steps, right? I had this already prepared. I did this, and I've actually already showed it on a previous video. So I don't really want to spend the time and effort to go through those steps. But that's essentially what I did. Downloaded it here, pulled it into Excel, created a pivot table, and I started sorting the fields. We will have that video clip. We pulled it up. I pulled it down because what we were showing was how the SBA had been winning awards for not giving people contracts. And so we were the premises of the original video was, how are these people winning awards and not giving contracts to people in their states? But today's video is a little bit different in the sense that what we want to do is find out who are these companies that have given this company the awards, and let's see if we can find out who are the agencies. And that's kind of what I'm going to do. Have not done it before, but it doesn't seem that very hard. So I'm going to go in and play with it. By the way, does anybody have any questions? Okay, everybody says they can hear me. Everybody's watching. Okay, cool. Nice. Who do we have out there watching? Mo, S. Bay, Peyton, Pretty Flyers, Johnny Spiva, Korea. By the way, I'm going to send your letter of interest, Korea. I saw that today. Justin's on the other end over there watching. Teddy. Cool. All right. So we're going to jump in back over here on the other sheet. Go back over here, and we're going to pull down this company. And I want to find out, again, who gave them the awards. Can you see? Let's see. If I make this window smaller, I'm trying to get the whole thing on the screen so you guys can see it. Okay, perfect. All right, now you guys can see it. Okay, cool. Joseph out of Maryland, welcome, welcome. John James, welcome. Okay, now you can see everything on the screen, right? Cool, excellent. All right, just want to double check. All right, so you see it on the screen. And what I'm concerned about is this company right here. That's who I'm looking at. My screen is really, really tiny now, but so it could fit on the window for you guys to see it. All right. Now over here on the pivot table screen, there's all these different types of things that we can sort by and search for. And this is what we're going to be using to identify this company. So first thing is, this is recipient parent company. So I want to, how do I pull this up here? Get rid of that. Okay, recipient parent company. I'm only interested in this company, Asturian. Okay, beautiful. Yep, I'm going after you guys today. And I want to know everything about these contracts. Let's see. All right, funding agency name. Let's see, funding, oops, not code. Okay, we're getting closer. All right, so they got Department of Navy. We went from DOD to now we're in Department of Navy. Ooh, we've got NAVFAC, Mid-Atlantic, England, Newport. By the way, these little things bug me over here. So I like to remove all this stuff. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. All right. So again, what we're doing, we're tracking down who gave them their contracts so we can reach out to the folks. So we went from Department of Defense to, they've got 20 out of NAVFAC, New England, Newport, and then Newark, Newport 3. And you can see the amounts. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. All right, that didn't give me anything new. Let's see if office name gives me anything. All right, that's redundant. We already have that. Mm-mm-mm. It's a lot of information out here that you can pull from. Look, they still have FedBiz ops in here. Okay, I didn't see anything in there. Let's see if I can get the solicitation number. And then we'll go back and try and cross-reference the solicitation number. What do they call solicitation ID? Okay, so I got a solicitation ID. I wonder if I can use that. Okay, so let's see if we could take this ID, right? Go over here. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Let's see if we can go over here and we could cross-reference it. Okay, we're close, but we're not quite there yet. That doesn't give us the specific name of a person. Okay, so we're gonna have to get, let's see if this contract award ID gives us what we're looking for. Okay, this looks like what we're looking for. But I don't know how to search for it. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry, YouTube. Okay. So what I did was I pulled up this thing called Contract Award Unique Identifier. Okay, that's what I pulled up. Dana White, Trucker Justice Law Contract. Yeah, Mo. Yes. So it shows the agency who gave it. Let's see if we're trying to find the actual person who gave it. I got the agency name. I got the agency office, the funding ID. But we're looking for the contracting person who put in the system. Okay, good. Everybody moved from IG over to YouTube. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's see if we can take this information and sort it back over here. Let's clear this. Doesn't have it, Mo. It doesn't say who gave it to him. Now, I will say this. All right, so it doesn't look like it lists on here who actually gave him the contracts in USA Spending. But I will say this. For my purposes, I know that if this contract was done in Kittery, Maine, I know what office it went out of because there's only one NAVFAC office in Kittery, Maine. So I know what office it went out of. It doesn't state who actually gave it to them, but I know what office it went out of. Let me see if I can, by the way, make sure you guys can see that. Okay, good. You guys can see that's on my screen. All right. Okay. So I see the contract. I see it came out of Kittery. But what we're looking for is doesn't say. Bastard. All right. It doesn't say who gave it to them on USA Spending. So we're able to pull up. I'll go back over here. So we're able to pull up all the information about them. But on that particular guard, we can't pull up, not using USA Spending. So USA Spending allows me to make sure you guys have got this on the same chart. Okay, so USA Spending allows me to sort by the actual information that they have on here and find out how many 8A awards, where FPDS didn't allow me to sort that. But USA Spending is not allowing me to actually sort by the person who gave me the contract. So let's go back to FPDS and see if we can find it on there. Here, I'll pull up this other chart. Here you go, Mo. Oops. So it says they got it from National Parks. It says the DSC Contract Division, which I know where that's at because that's my area. And it says who's the prepared user that put it in there. What it says, the description of it. But again, it doesn't show me the person who actually gave it. So for the purposes of what I'm trying to accomplish, I don't see that information available. It just gives me the contracting office and the agency that I can pull from, but not the actual contact person. So we would have to do some more research to find out which actual agency gave him that particular. I mean, we know what agency gave it to him, but which other contracting officer gave him that. So for me, this doesn't help me because again, I'm trying to prove that. I'm going to come back over here real quick, Mo. I'm trying to prove that I'm trying to target the actual contracting officers who made the awards so that I can directly solicit them. But it doesn't look like it's giving me that information in either USA Spending or FPDS. I'm still going to have to do some more due diligence and work in order to pull that up. So this did not yield the results that I was looking for. Wow, we got 28 people watching at noon. That's awesome. By the way, Thursday, we've got a special guest coming on at 7. So, but yeah, I just want to plug in today while I was doing this and kind of go through the exercises that I was working through publicly and show people that, these are the things that I'm working on. And these are the things that I'm experimenting with, trying to find this information. So I'm kind of like opening you up to my world as to like the activities that I'm doing that I'm telling people. you know, we have to. There's no always a direct route, right? Now, I'm sure, again, if we had like Deltek or GovWin or one of those softwares, we could easily find out the contracting offices that gave it to them. Um, but we're talking about just using the free public tools to see if that was even possible to do it. And so I just want to come on like live and say, all right, let me see if I can make this happen and work with it. Um, so Mo is actually on, and he's saying, all right. So you found yeah, we found a modifier name, Mo, but I want the actual the person that actually wrote the contract. I found the modifier name in FPDS. So I was looking for the person that actually wrote the contract. But we're going to continue our search and see how we can find it. And if I could come up with it, then I'll come back and I'll let you guys know. But then I'm going to put the original video on that showed how we even got to this point where we can actually sort the companies and the information, because this video was really important, because what it showed before was how, let me see what you guys are looking at on the screen. Okay, you guys can see that. Yeah. So what this original video showed was that in this particular state for construction, the bulk of all of the contracts were going to. Here, I'll show it. So here, out of the 399 million dollars worth of contracts that went out, that only 19 million went to local firms in that state. So out of all of the construction contracts in 2 years, out of almost 400 million dollars, only 19 million went to the state. And so that was the precursor video to this one. And what we want to do is we were trying to make a case to say, okay, why are these companies not getting a piece of the action? And why are companies from outside of the state getting the bulk of the work and the majority work when we are qualified, eligible, capable, and we're right here in our backyard? So that was the precursor video to the one that you guys joined on to watch. And I was trying to take it a step further and find out, okay, who were the actual contracting folks that were making these awards so that we could start targeting them. I was unsuccessful in finding that on USA Spending or FPDS. But that doesn't mean that there's not another way to find it. I just thought we could use some of the free publicly available tools out there to do this. Since I can't do it, we're going to have to find another way around it, and then we'll come back on and show you guys that. Someone asked, what spreadsheet is that from? What site you download it? This spreadsheet comes as one I created from usaspending.gov. That's where I took it from. Yeah, Mo, I found a modifier. If we could find the actual contracting folks that actually did it, that's what we're looking for. All right, I'm gonna play around with this some more, and then if I find a way or workaround, I'll come back on and we'll jump on and we'll have another conversation about it.